This UCM volleyball video update is brought to you by Country Kitchen at the corner of 13 and 50 Highway in Warrensburg. So 2015 season obviously kicking off and getting ready to start. And the first thing people are going to notice when they see your team, you have a lot of returners back. Does that just make you happy as a coach?
It should. Unfortunately, returning doesn't automatically mean what you want it to do. It's the combination of the returners plus the new players you've added in, because even though it's four out of 16 is a 25%, so you really have a significant number of new players coming in, and that changes the chemistry, whether you want to think so or not. I've been doing this plenty long, and it doesn't take many different pieces to add in for everything to change. So the chemistry will be different, and so as much as I like having the returners, okay, I also like having the newcomers come in who I think are going to increase the competition for different spots on the court, who will add something to the chemistry, and I'm looking forward to what the new chemistry will be.
And like you said, those new people are going to help spurn your veterans on a little competition. So with players like Haley Thompson, Carly Soika, Annie Riley, who have had great seasons, especially last season, and we're going to look for them to produce again, how do you challenge them to keep up those numbers?
Quite frankly, for us, you mentioned 3 All-Americans, okay? That's last year. And as much as you want to say that's going to automatically say that they're going to be All-Americans this year, there's no guarantee about that happening, okay? So many things have to happen in terms of the recognition that those players were able to get last year. The teammates that were around them that helped them get what those awards, those are more like team awards. And is the team capable of doing something like that again this year? Yes, I do. Will it be those same 3 players? I really don't have any idea right now. Those 3 players, I would really hope, will help lead the team in terms of trying to get to the goals that we've set for the end of the season.
If anybody takes a look at your schedule, before you even start MIAA games, you have some tough teams on that schedule. How important do you feel that is to schedule those tough teams going into the MIAA season?
Well, you've been here a couple years now, and you know, but for me, there's lots of different ways to approach the beginning part of the season, okay? And for me, I have no problem scheduling good teams. I really don't. If I'm going to try to gauge myself for the end of the season, I've got to have a good idea at the beginning of the season how we stand up against those teams. And so last year, we went to Tampa the first weekend, we came back 3-1, everybody's all really happy. Then we go to Colorado the next weekend and we come back 0-4, and everybody's all sad. That isn't the idea of those weekends, at least for me. It's finding out who's going to be able to play when the competition gets tough. And it's going to get tough because this conference is terrific. The competition from 1 through 5, 6 in this conference is phenomenal. And if you're not in the top 5 or 6, you're wanting to get in there. So there's no way. This year we have an unbalanced schedule, so everything's going to become more critical. So I feel like the strong competition at the beginning of the season helps prepare our team for the competition in our conference, which is just as strong as those teams that we play.
And going off that, and like you said, this is a new year. Let's not necessarily talk about last year, but we kind of have to, just to mention MIAA-wise, that was 2 regular season championships in a row. So now kind of looking at a 3-peat, we'll call it. But like you said, it's such a tough conference. How tough will it be to do 3 in a row?
I think it becomes more difficult. Last year we had no postseason play. Because we played a double round robin, played everybody twice home and away. This year, the schedule in the regular season of the conference is going to be much different. I don't know how it's going to fall out. Because we don't play everybody twice, and because different teams don't play different teams twice, it's going to be very interesting to see how this falls out. So, for example, of those teams in the top 5, I want to play Missouri Western twice, Kearney twice, but I only play Washburn once. Is that good for me or bad? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it falls out. And so what you're doing in the course of the season with those tough teams is trying to set yourself up now for the postseason tournament, which could be any one of a bunch of different teams that are going to qualify. The conference is very strong, very good competition. And that's why I want to play Tampa. I get to play them again this year. So the defending national champions is good, and the national championship this year is at Tampa. So I just feel like those are kind of things that you want to expose your team to.
And now we know you were picked number 1 in the preseason poll. The team was. How do you want your girls to look at that preseason number 1?
You know, when I talk about preseason rankings, the rankings early in the season are the last reward you get from last year. Really, that's all they are. It has no indication other than the fact that we've done fairly good over the course of the years they've been here. We did fairly good last year, and so they're rewarding us for last year's team. Okay, now there's a lot of people back from last year's team, so they can take that however they want, but that incentive, it also comes with a little bit of pressure, I think. The younger players don't quite understand that. The players that are seniors, I have 5 seniors. It's the last time they're going to experience it. Is that going to make them play better or more cautious, more tentative? I don't know. I think they'll be fine. But for me, these preseason rankings, all they are is a reflection of what happened last year. And it's the last little gold star you get on your grade sheet from last year.
This UCM volleyball video update is brought to you by Country Kitchen at the corner of 13 and 50 Highway in Warrensburg.